taking care of like your mental well-being and everything, like, because now that's something that everyone touches on, because, you know, whether it's work stressing you, life in general, trying to picture like maybe this is where I wanted to be in life at a certain age. Like, how do you just make sure you stay at ease and not lose it when the pressure is too much in all directions?
Yeah. So, I mean, I love that you asked me that question. So I never really thought about like taking care of like my mental health until 2018. So when my grandfather passed away, and it was in the middle of the year, and that was the year I had to submit my thesis. And the pressure was on, right? And I was working with the university and outside as well. And until that point, I was like, yeah, I can do it all, you know, like I got this. And then that happened, and like it was like my life was in my head was just upside down. Like I just couldn't, like, I wouldn't say focus, but it just felt like too much. And I don't think I had a minute to sit with how I was feeling and why I was feeling, you know, a certain type of way and having this reaction to it. Fast forward, went back to uni, and I was like, you know what, in my head, like, because I was trying to paint this picture of everything is okay, I got it. Because until that point in time, I always, like, had it together, you know? And I was doing so much, and it never seemed like, oh, like, I can't do it, like, you know? And then this professor, actually, he was the first to notice, and he was like, why don't you meet me after the tutorial you're giving, and just drop by my office, like, let's talk. And I was like, interesting.
Okay.
Like, what's happened? Did I grade someone incorrectly? Like, have I not submitted an assignment? Like, what is this about? I went to see him, and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no. Think about it. Don't just answer me.
Don't just say
Think about it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And I just started crying.
You started crying?
I just started crying. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm crying. And he's like, it's okay. Just cry. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Take the time you need. And he's like, stop worrying about the fact that you're crying. Like, just feel what you need to feel. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had this big meltdown, but yeah, maybe I'm not okay. I don't know. And he was like, just you saying that is such a big thing. And then he gave me a contact of a counselor, like a psychotherapist at uni. And it was a service that I didn't have to pay for. So it was like, I just needed to book an appointment and show up. So he basically was like, we're not going to take anything away from you. You can still tutor. You're still coming to class. Everything remains the same.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but just go see her. So I went to see her, and then I was like, nah. Nope, this is not for me. Like, I'm not doing this. And then he followed up with me, and he was like, so how did it go? I was like, yeah, I went to see her. I don't think I need to do this. It's fine. I'm okay. And he was like, okay, let's see how this week goes.
Yeah.
And then we had another conversation, and it was like an ongoing thing. So now if I fast forward, long story short, it was a back and forth with him and a back and forth with the psychotherapist. And then I did end up going for all the sessions that she recommended I should go for.
Yeah.
And it really, really helped me power through and just understand why I was feeling certain ways and why I had that meltdown, for example. And that was a turning point for me.
Yeah.
About, I really need to think about this and like take care of myself and like my mental well-being.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, I became really good at journaling. I'm not going to lie. I'm not being great at it recently. So journaling was like one way I just kept in check with myself. Like, how was I feeling? What did I do to make myself feel better? And I had like little small things that I would do to make myself feel better. Like some of it was like take a walk or listen to like this playlist that I love. So nothing that like, a lot of it wasn't things that need like a lot of effort. Yeah. Sometimes it was like baking a cake and, you know, things like that. But a lot of it wasn't things that require a lot of effort. But now I feel like meditation has been one of the biggest things that I've been able to still keep with me. Like I said, the journaling fell off somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
But meditation, I've been able to
Like
keep
in
with
the
me.
morning when you wake up, you take some time, or how does it work?
A lot of times I actually meditate before I sleep.
What?
Yeah, so
This
I
is
went.
new. Uh-huh.
So I can't remember the order of things,
Mhm.
but there was a sound bath meditation
Mhm.
that I went for. This was a few years ago, and I just loved it. Like I loved, like, because I used to find it difficult to meditate and just find that zen
Yeah.
and like shut things off.
Everything off and
And
just
then the sound bath happened, and I was like, oh my God, because it just like, I don't know, I feel like it put me in like a trance.
And for people who don't know what a sound bath is, first of all, you need to describe that.
So, I mean, there are different types.
And that's including me, by the way. That's including me, by the
So
way.
there are different types. So you're like in this room, everything's quiet.
Mhm.
The different types are like these bowls. There are different instruments that create sounds that have
Mhm.
different frequencies.
Yeah.
And what that does, like, it just helps you relax, but it gives you what you need. So let's say that day, your body, not like what you think you need, what your body actually needs. Like, let's say that day, your body actually needs to get energized and you need the energy. You will come out of it feeling more energized. When you need to like rest and relax, it'll give you that. So, I mean, I haven't been able to go in for like a one-on-one session as often as I would like to.
Yeah.
However, I just find them on like Spotify or YouTube, and cost effective as well.
Hey. Makes sense.
And then put on the speakers, and I just do it at home.
And then you just sit and listen to the sounds.
You just listen. You just concentrate on the sounds.
Close your eyes.
Yeah. So I like to lay down and like be like super comfortable.
Yeah.
And I liked it in dark space for some reason. So I just in my
Okay.
bedroom close the curtains,
Yeah.
close the doors, whatever, and yeah. But yeah, I feel like it really, really gives you that time to kind of like, rejuvenate. Yeah.
Because it's not easy. And if you think about it, like, I know at times we always try and say, like, our parents and uncles and aunties had it, like, easier. But maybe during their era, like, they also had, like, their own little problems. But we can all agree, like, now our era is, like, so congested with so much information.
Yeah.
So many different things, uncertainties. So, of course, if you take care of, like, your mental well-being, like, that's just
Yeah.
one of the things that you can do yourself a
And
favor.
it really goes hand in hand with like working out for me. So like when I work out, especially when I have a lot on my mind, I feel like I'm in such a better mental space after that workout.
Yeah.
Like I can actually sit down, make a list and then prioritize what I need to actually get done. And I'm like, okay, it's not so bad. Like,
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. But pre-workout, I was probably like, oh my God, I have these 10 things to do, and I only have 3 hours. How am I going to do it? All of that stuff. So I think everything, like I said, goes hand in hand. Like it's like just balance.
Yeah.
So even if one aspect of all of these, so if you look at them as like circles in a basket, right? If we remove that one aspect, let's say it's emotional capacity,
Yeah.
then it's going to affect each and every
Other thing around.
one. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm going to give like a very weird example. Okay.
Yeah. That's an example.
So I went to my dermatologist. I was diagnosed with alopecia areata. For people that don't know what that is, it's just
Sorry.
like you lose hair, like a lot
There's
of hair.
no way you're losing hair. Come on.
It is there.
Okay.
This is still all my natural hair, but it is there. You
Hey,
can't see
it's
it
amazing.
right now.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very.
But the point of the story is,
Yeah.
so he was explaining to me, so he was like, you need to have these multivitamins. And I'm like, okay, why? And he was explaining to me like that one part on my scalp is suffering and it's lacking nutrients. So it's going to start pulling a little bit from everywhere else in my body.
Yeah.
So it can support
This one part.
This one
Oh,
part.
okay. Yeah.
So we can feel better for that hair to start growing and whatever. But when it's doing that, that means these other aspects
Suffering.
are not at 100%.
Yeah.
So that's how I think about that basket. If that one part is suffering, it's going to affect all of these other circles in my basket.
Makes sense.
And you see it, like when you're going through a tough time. For me, I just don't have the emotional capacity to like go out, even meet a friend for lunch or whatever. I'm just like, I'm tired. Like,
you just want to chill. You just want
like,
to chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't have it in me to be like this fun, bubbly person that I usually am. I like to think I'm fun. But anyway, conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But the bubbly person that I am. And yeah, that's just like one way. Whenever I think about it and I have to take a step back, I always think about that conversation with my dermatologist because I was like, this makes sense in like
makes sense.
Every aspect.
Yeah.
Like everything, even if you think about a relationship, like you'll do something to piss me off. And unfortunately, because of the person that I am, that's going to affect like how I'm going to serve you a meal.
Everything
whether
else.
I'm picking you up or not.
The day is going to be like, so, and even so many other people will get affected and it's not their fault. They haven't done anything wrong to you. And then also like, even just to double down on that, like, do you think like diet-wise, what you eat also affects like your mood, your mood,
I definitely
how you
think
feel better
so.
about yourself?
I definitely think so. Like, again, the no alcohol thing, I felt a lot better. But even like if I have to think about diet in terms of food, something that I've noticed about myself is every time I have something that has too much like bread in it, or I've had bread, like let's say I had tea and toast in the morning, I had a sandwich and like pizza, and I just not feel great. Like I just feel like bloated and more tired, lethargic, lazy.
Yeah.
So I do feel like when the type of food I eat does affect like my energy levels for sure.
What do you have in the morning?
Right now it's been
in normal cases
different every day, but I do like to have like oat porridge, tea. I love my masala tea. Like I love masala tea. And then sometimes I have like these Indian snacks as well, which I'm trying not to have them as often.
Why?
Because they're just not healthy.
Are they too sweet?
They're all fried.
Okay. Now you see, that's a whole different story. Because like for me, I do have like my smoothies in the morning. That's spinach.
I love smoothies.
Bananas. I make sure everything is my nutrition has to be.
I think my all-time favorite is like avo on toast.
Oh, that's nice.
With some grilled halloumi. Oh yeah. Sounds so good.
Oh, yeah. No bread for me in the morning.
Add some olives, sourdough bread.
No. But no, that just for my case, it's things that I've decided to stay away from temporarily. Okay. Because there's a time I just used to love bread so much.
So why have you what was it making you feel like?
It's just too much carbs for no reason. Okay. For my case. Anybody else, knock yourself out. Hey, don't you have like a whole loaf of bread in the morning? You do it. But I also just change because I jog every day in the morning. So it makes me feel slightly better. More energized, nice. Let me just say.
Talking about food.
Yeah.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Kale, definitely. Kale and spinach.
Why?
It just tastes good. And easy to make, fast to make.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a stir fry, and I think that for me is nice.
Fair enough.
I find it tasty, and it can go with anything. You can have it with rice. I can have it with ugali. I can have it with anything. I can have it with meat.
Yeah.
I can have it on its own. It's just one of those things that if I think about it, I'm like, okay, maybe even today I need to have some kale. So yeah, kale's my favorite.
Yeah.
You?
Mine is definitely potato.
Potatoes are good. Though.
In all shapes and forms, and yeah.
But potatoes, I stay away.
Potato is like a superhero of the vegetables, if you think about it.
But actually, now that I think about it, tomatoes are actually also a fan favorite over here. But I don't have them that often. In fact, if anything, it's when people come to visit me, or like say now I have my assistant and editor.
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be fries the whole day, and I'll just be like.
I think my reasoning is different from yours. I mean, I do love what potatoes taste like.
Yeah.
But I'm like, chips, potato.
Yes.
Vodka, potato. It's made out of potatoes.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah. So
but we're not counting that as no. I'm not falling for that. I'm just thinking about no. So
I think potatoes are just like elite, man.
Yeah, but potatoes are good though.
Yeah.
And then now we also, of course, we also have just to touch a little bit on